News 73, and I'm in my kitchen today, and this is the roast ham that we're going to be taking to my son's on Saturday. I'm just getting it ready. I'm marinating it in some honey garlic and mustard, and I put pineapple juice and pineapple rings on top, so it will be good. There's the marinade down there, and I'm going to let this sit in the fridge for overnight, and then I'm going to cook it tomorrow. And then I'm going to slice it up and freeze it. And then we just pop it back in the oven and heat it up once we get there, because he's doing a huge bird. Also today, I'm doing, taking some of the leftovers from the turkey that my landlady had given us. It was too big to fit in the freezer as is, so we had to cook it down and portion it out. And this is, I think, day 5 of our turkey feast, because it's just me and my boyfriend here in the apartment, and yeah, by the end of Yule I am not going to want to see a turkey for at least a year, if even then. So today, because it's so crappy out and it's been like this for 3 days now, where it's been in the pluses, and it's been foggy and rainy and just so depressing because it's so gray and lifeless outside. There's no leaves on the trees anymore, and it's getting dark at 4 o'clock. So I'm making this to kind of, perk everything up, because everybody knows that chicken soup and, turkeys in that family is good for the soul, and it's also good to keep you from getting sick when the weather changes. This is the turkey stock that I froze when I did the turkey, and it's in a hot bath from my kettle, and I'm putting the tin foil over it to help it to thaw out a little bit, because it's okay now that it's cooked if I want to put it into my soup like frozen, because it will be cooking for the whole day. I'm going to be, like, it's 2:11 now, and this is going to be dinner. So I'm going to be like simmering this all day and getting all that nice flavor out of the bones, and the meat. The marrow in the bones really does flavor your soup. If you're making soup with chicken bones or with ham bones, it's really, really good to boil the bones and keep the water. Don't strain it out. Like, you're gonna strain it into another bowl, but don't throw away the water, because that's where all the flavor is. And in this pot, I've got a whole shallot and a whole onion, and it's gonna cook in there. And then I'm gonna add, once I strain this into another pot, I'm going to take all the meat off the bone, and the bone will be used up and done. And then I'm gonna add some broccoli and some flavoring. Probably gonna use the chicken stock that I've got, and some sage and thyme and pepper and a little tiny bit of salt. And that's it. It's a simple soup, and it's great for a day like today. I'll just give you a quick look out my window. Don't mind the mess on my counter. See what I'm talking about? There's not, there's not a ray of sunshine out there at all to be seen today. And the clouds are so thick that I don't think we'll see them for at least a couple days. And now on TV it's saying that it's going to get, they're saying that we're going to be getting a cold snap, and that we're going to be getting some snow. So yeah, I'm a Leo. I like the sun. This is just depressing to me. I'd rather see snow than this, because at least when it's snowing that something's happening out there. Right now it's just stuck, stale and stagnant. It doesn't look very appealing to me at all. I don't even want to leave my house. I just want to crawl back into bed. So that's everything for today. I will show you, as I'm progressing, how Yule prep is going. Like I said, I've got all my presents and everything are ready to go, and just the food needs to be done. So when I start preparing my broccoli casserole, I'll do another video to show you how broccoli casserole works. Well, not how it works, but how it gets put together. It's very simple. It's very, very hearty. It's full of cheese, so it's very decadent. You'll, if you're a cheese lover, you'll love it. Okay, so blessed be everyone, and I will see you soon. Hey YouTube, it's Granny Witch 73, and I'm bringing you an update of my beautiful turkey soup stew, kinda. It's not quite thick enough to be a stew, so I'm gonna call it turkey soup. But you see all those lovely broccolis, and I've put some macaroni noodles in here. Oh, it's so nice. I brought it up to the boil to finish it off. I've taken all the bones out, and I've put some pureed mashed potatoes in here that we had the other night. The great thing about this soup is that you can make it out of anything. If you have leftover turkey in your fridge and you have some leftover vegetables, even mashed potatoes, you can just throw everything into a pot and turn it into a lovely stew or a soup. And then what you don't eat for dinner, some of it can be left in the fridge for up to a week. But you can take and portion this out and freeze it in your freezer until such time that you need it. So like this is like, look at how lovely that looks, and I can't even begin to describe how lovely it smells. My stomach is grumbling. But yeah, I just wanted to show you at the end of the whole cooking process. This is about done. All the noodles went in last, and they're tender and ready to go. You see that? See my noodles? And I put some broccoli in here, and like I said, the mashed potatoes, if you put mashed potatoes in your soup, if you're going to make like a thicker soup, a heartier soup, it will actually help thicken your soup stock because of the starch in the potatoes. And if you don't have potatoes on hand to throw into the soup, that's fine. But yeah, because you can always use a little bit of cornstarch near the end of your cooking process, a tablespoon in a cup with a little bit of water till it's goopy. You throw it in while it's boiling, and you stir it up, and there you go. It's done, instant. Or you can do a roux, which is basically melting butter in a pan and then throwing some flour in it and having the flour soak up all the butter, and then you put the goop, the roux that comes out of that into your pot near the end, so that the flavor of the butter and the flour all mixes in. But with flour, you're gonna wanna cook that a little bit afterwards, thicken it up for about maybe 15 minutes. Because nobody wants to have the taste of raw flour in their soup. It's the same with the cornstarch. You don't want it to be raw cornstarch, so you're going to want to cook it after you've put it in for maybe 10-15 minutes. It doesn't take much, but like I said, when you're in the beginning, when you're first cooking your stock out, and you take some leftover turkey or chicken or whatever it is you've got in your fridge, and it's got a bone in it, throw the bones in there too, because the bones flavor the soup. And if you've roasted those bones in the oven, you will develop the flavors in the marrow, and it will taste amazing. You can't go wrong. Most soups have the Holy Trinity for cooking in it: carrots, celery, and onion. And but in this one, it's just onion, shallots, and some leftovers that I had kicking around, some frozen broccoli thrown in there for color and flavor, and some macaroni noodles that I had. I had a couple of boxes of macaroni that I stole the cheese out of to make cheese sauce. But I do that sometimes, and the macaroni just sits there until I find a use for it. So this is the use I found for the macaroni. Next time it might be a casserole or a mummy helper, and sometime in the future I will show you how to put that stuff together as well. So this is my update, and I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you have a pleasant evening. Blessed be.